students from the Humphrey School graduate into careers in public life that aren't always the most lucrative. That's not why they're doing it. What they're doing is chasing their dream to be innovative leaders advancing the common good in a diverse and changing world. So thank you all so much for your sponsorship and your generosity. Each year, in light of that, we take a moment to introduce to you an alum of the Humphrey School who has gone on to do interesting, important, innovative leadership work in the community. And this year it is my distinct honor to introduce somebody to you that I knew before I was a dean, before I was the associate dean, when I was an instructor at the school, and that's Jonathan Truong. Minzy received his MPP in 2013, and when he comes up to speak, he will tell you something about what he's been doing since then, so I won't tell you that. He's got a very moving story. But what I want to tell you is that last night, I did a search. I never delete an email. I've learned that from the bosses in Morrill Hall. Don't delete your... So I did a search on Jonathan Truong, and as I recalled correctly all these years later, we exchanged a lot of emails, Jonathan. And I just want to share with you some of them. I have about 24 emails, urgent, from Jonathan Truong as a student, reminding me of important things that the Humphrey Students of Color Association was doing and that I should pay attention to. I have emails that say, we need to start yoga because students are too stressed out and they're not doing healthy things with their stress. We need a yoga class. These are my two favorite, and you'll understand this when you meet him. One says, Dr. B, I'll be breakdancing in the Forum on Friday afternoon. I hope you'll be there. And then 2 minutes later, I'm not kidding you, it says, Dr. B, surprise, you'll be breakdancing in the Forum this afternoon too. But this is my absolute favorite, and I will end with this and invite Jonathan to join us up here. My favorite is, Dr. B, I'm in your program evaluation class right now, and you're telling us about logic models. Now, get this, he's typing an email. If you wonder what students are doing with their laptops in classes, apparently they're sending emails to their instructors while they're lecturing. He said, and you're telling us about logic models. I really like how you're presenting this, but you might want to see the logic model presentation I gave to the United Way this summer. It was awesome. It was. Do you remember this? It was awesome, and I used your PowerPoint slides for a couple years after that. We just wrote an article about Jonathan on our website, and I was quoted in it as saying something, Jonathan, and Jonathan, to your mother who is here, you should know this. I was quoted as saying, there are students whose passion for making the world a better place impacts the spirit of the Humphrey School for years after they graduate. And Jonathan is just such an individual. Please welcome Jonathan Truong.
That was the first time I heard about the logic model email, and I'm so sorry, Dr. Bloomberg. Good evening. My name is Jonathan Truong. I attended the Humphrey School in 2011 to 2013 with a very unorthodox mission. While many of my fellow classmates wanted to advance their education to lobby on Capitol Hill or partake in development abroad, I came to school wanting to start my own breaking, or properly known as in the media, breakdance after-school program in the Twin Cities. It's that art form you thought died in the 80s with the back spins and the head spins. But that thing never died. In fact, in the 2000s, I was a b-boy. I was born in 85, so I didn't catch the wave at the peak. I caught it later. During college, I would perform on the streets for cash. I would compete in competitions around the world, and I even taught kids who used to be in gangs around the Twin Cities. I knew deep down in my heart that this art form, which organically derived from poor Black and Latino youth living in the South Bronx in the 1970s and later spread across the world like wildfire, could be used as a tool to help kids do positive things with their time. I mean, it's fun, it brings people together, and you can practice it just about anywhere as long as you had a floor. And to use a term I learned in my econ class at the Humphrey, there was a low barrier to entry. So I dreamt about creating a citywide program to help my home metro. I wanted to give back to my community that taught me how to break. And in 2008, after I graduated college from University of Wisconsin, Madison. I didn't know, I know, boo, right? I can take it, it's cool. I was telling President Kayla I didn't receive a scholarship at the University of Minnesota. At Wisconsin, I did, so, you know, how to go where the money is, right? That's right, that's right. What's up? So in 2008, after I graduated college, I didn't know how to pursue my dream. Where do I go? Who do I ask? What resources do I need? Also, the economy crashed, so that made things very tough. Luckily, I started dating a girl who was in the Masters of Public Health program. And I wasn't thinking about graduate school at the time. I had this job offer in Philly. You know, things weren't that serious, but she was telling me that I should go to graduate school. And I learned about diversity days at the Humphrey School. I was like, what's that? I should check it out. So I wrote like this essay. I got in to diversity days. I saw the courses offered through the MPP program, and I'm like, boom, this is what's up. This is it. Financial management, management of organizations. The MPP program had all the things I needed to make my dreams come true. And a month later, I found myself studying for the GRE and applying to the Humphrey. I, of course, got in, right? And thankfully was offered the James Lyday Fellowship, which completely changed my life. Not only did I get to go to graduate school, but I also got paid to start a breakdancing org to give back to my community. Like, that is mind-blowing to me. Long story short, thanks to the Humphrey School, where I gained an incredible network, got to learn and work with inspirational professors like Dr. Myers, and create friendships that would last a lifetime, I was able to start the after-school program called Break Boundaries. That initially started at, if you're familiar with the Twin Cities, Roosevelt and Edison high schools, and that took a lot of work. I got rejected by 30 nonprofits. I was like, hey, you want to work? No, you don't want to work together? Okay, you don't want to answer my emails? Okay. But the 31st was the YMCA on the north side. What's up? If anyone's familiar, that's what's up. That's right. Take that, 30 nonprofits. I'm not salty at all. You can hear it in my voice. I'm still salty about it. It's okay. And in a couple years, the program went from 2 schools to 9 schools to 12 schools. And the program eventually evolved into a dance studio, which during this time, I transitioned out because if you didn't know, there's not a lot of money in helping poor kids learning how to dance. It became a dance studio, and I gave the keys to the head instructor, and it got renamed to House of Dance, which currently resides in Hopkins. It's right off of Highway 7, and this year they are celebrating their 4th anniversary of their brick and mortar, and they currently serve over 250 kids annually. When I transitioned out, it's because I took a job with a tech company, Yelp, the popular social networking and review site that helps connect people to great local businesses. And since joining Yelp, I've developed many other skills that I lacked. I currently manage, train, and hire people in 15 different cities across North America who help promote local businesses for free. And so far, it's been a wild ride. But I wouldn't be here today or make the impact that I did if I didn't receive a student scholarship. Yes, I received an amazing opportunity to fund my education, but my education also empowered me to make a change in my community and inspired me to pay it forward. And to pay it forward, I decided to do so last year. At the end of August in 2018, my father, Loc Hoang Truong, suffered a massive heart attack and passed away. I was devastated and still am. Yet through my tumultuous journey of grief, in order to honor my father, who was my hero, who came to this country as a refugee to escape the Vietnam War, to look for a better life, he understood the value of education. Even though he did not work in policy, or even graduate from the University of Minnesota, or even college in the US for that matter, he did instill in me how important it was to capitalize on opportunities. Opportunities like the many that were presented to help him become a notable computer science engineer. So, like the James Lyday Laide did with me, to honor my father, I started a fellowship to honor him, to create opportunities for others. Starting this fall, I'm pleased to note to all of you that a prospective first-generation graduate student looking to deepen his or her interests at the Humphrey and wanting to improve the quality of refugee communities will receive the first ever Loc Hoang Truong Fellowship. I am so grateful for this opportunity to be vulnerable and speak about my very unorthodox experience coming to the Humphrey, and I hope everyone takes the time to think about student scholarship and how it's not just funding someone's education, but also helping someone increase his or her impact on our community. Thank you very much.